What's going on, beautiful people? Let's talk a little bit about Palantir. Palantir seems to be in a free fall. Everybody is panicking. All the YouTubers, all the Twitter folk, everybody is coming out of their cave. And the people that a week ago were saying Palantir to the moon, Palantir is the greatest thing since sliced bread, are the same exact people that are now in the echo chamber of Palantir is dying. Palantir can't accomplish AI superiority. Palantir cannot dominate machine learning, yada yada, so on and so forth. Tons of YouTubers that just straight hate on Palantir and don't understand what the company even does are also coming out of the woodworks. And it's all good. But we've been here before. To my OGs in the Palantir community, we have been here before. Look, as Palantir goes down, everybody comes out and says, hey, I told you so. Hey, Palantir sucks. Hey, blah, 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 blah. And as Palantir goes up, most people retreat and start riding the bandwagon. As a matter of fact, I respect the people that hate on Palantir all the time a lot more than the people that are only for Palantir when the price is going up, but when the price is going down, they get lost. This is exactly what happened when Palantir went $10, $9, $8, $7, $6. Very few YouTubers, very few social media personalities spoke about Palantir. In this video, I want to talk about Palantir like I always have for quite a while. Before it was cool, or when it was not as cool, or over cool to talk about Palantir, because I'm a Palantir investor. I am proud to say that. I believe that Palantir is an extremely aggressive stock play for people. It is not for everybody, but the thing is, this is called personal finance. And what's good for me is not good for you, and what's good for you is not good to the people to the right and left in you, and what is good for the person to the right and to the left of you is not good for you or me. You understand what I mean? That's what makes all of this so interesting. Palantir right now went from all the way like $6, just sub $6, all the way to $20, literally in less than half a year. And right now, Palantir retreated to around $15.20 last time I checked. Palantir just had quarter two earnings this past Monday, a couple of days ago. Quarter two earnings were not great. They weren't bad. They were okay, just okay. Nothing to write home about, but also nothing to, be overly hating Palantir about. They came in as estimated. And there are a lot of positives. There's also a lot of negatives. This is the evolving or revolving story of Palantir. This is how it goes. You're investing into Palantir not for today or tomorrow, but what will be later. And you need to have the thesis play out. I was one of the people that was supporting Palantir in 2022, and I said, hey, I'm going to give Palantir until the end of 2023. If they're not going to deliver or push their thesis forward, then I would reconsider my investment. But I wanted to give them a year. As a matter of fact, they even made a bet with Chris Patel for $2,000. Shout out to him because he's one of the only YouTubers that accepted the bet. Everyone talks mad shit, but when it comes down to it, nobody wants to put their money where their mouth is. Talk is cheap, everybody. Let's see some action. Palantir, in my personal view, is pushing the narrative and is pushing the thesis of their story. Some people say, hey, don't fall in love with a story. Only look at the footing, foundations, the fundamentals. Yes and no. Palantir launched a brand new platform called AIP, Artificial Intelligence Platform. They're literally pushing it to their 400 clients right now. We now need to see the conversion rate of those 400 clients. We also need to see a year later how much of the converted clients keep Palantir AIP and also show their numbers. How much money did Palantir save them? How much time did Palantir save them? How much less effort did it take to do a task with Palantir as opposed to without Palantir? And all those numbers are going to either make or break the Palantir thesis. Palantir has a lot of things going for them. And I'm going to go over the things that are going for them. But before I do, I really want to say The same people that were bitching, begging for a crash of Palantir at $20 are the same exact people that are not buying shares at 19, 18, 17, 16, and now 15. And I promise you, if the price goes to 14 or 13, they still will not buy. And that's the problem. I think both sides of Palantir lovers and haters can agree on this, that most people are just inexperienced investors. Go with your thesis. Do yourself a DCA, dollar cost average, DCA up, DCA down. Earlier today, I was looking at my HIMS portfolio, and I had a $10 buy every single day for like a year into HIMS. And I did the same thing with a bunch of different crypto, so on and so forth. Like, if you have a thesis, push into your thesis. You could be right, you could be wrong, but darn it, just have the balls to do something and follow through on your investment. You understand what I mean? If you can't do this, then this company is not for you. And you should be doing index funds, or you should find another type of stock. It is what it is. Don't bitch. And I hate the people that actually have shares of Palantir begging for the price of Palantir to crash. No, we don't want to crash. We don't want $5 or $6. We don't want that shit. What we want is to form a base and go up from that base. Let's go over a couple of positive things that's happening in Palantir community. And before we go any further, if you guys appreciate this type of content and you want to support my channel, if you guys want to buy me a cup of coffee, I have a link to channel membership down below. It's $3 a month. It's super cheap. I think it's the cheapest on all of YouTube. And I do give you guys a lot of extra content behind the scenes, not of me making videos, but I talk about my options plays. Of course, it's purely entertainment and education. None of this is financial advice, including this video. If you take financial advice from a YouTuber, you're a schmuck. And if you take financial advice from me, you need to reevaluate your life. Because at the end of the day, you're a grown-ass man and woman, and you do what's good for you. Personal finance, what's good for me is not what's good for you, and vice versa. I'm at a different point in my life than you, and I'm at a different point in my life than somebody on this side or that side of me. Everybody does what's good for them. All right. You have a woman called Cathie Wood. She's probably the most famous investor right now. She has an investment called ARK Invest. And ARK Invest has basically 5 ETFs, and they all concentrate on different things, technology, fintech, genomes, stuff like that. She also has other ETFs, but those are her main ones. Cathie Wood famously sold out of Palantir. After she says that she's a long-term investor, she sold out of a lot of shares of Palantir. She was a really, really large shareholder. Lo and behold, around May, she started buying back into Palantir. And yesterday, she bought another 818,000 shares. Today, she bought another 123,000 shares, bringing her total of Palantir right now to 6 million plus shares. It's nothing to sneeze about. That's nice. I'll take it. A lot of people make fun when she gets into something, the price drops. Maybe you're right because the price dropped. But in all honesty, I like that she's bringing a light to Palantir. I like that she bought back into Palantir. And anybody buying Palantir is a good thing because at the end of the day, it's all about the automated market maker. More buys than sells, so on and so forth. Really, really good. So that's one bullish thing. Second bullish thing, NHS. The National Health Services of England. They have a massive, massive, massive $600 million, if you convert, contract up for grabs. A 5-year, $600 million contract up for grabs for a federated data platform. Basically, they're going to modernize their entire system across of England and then probably across the entire NHS. Palantir is the front runner to win this. They probably should have won this a long time ago, but there's a lot of pushback on Palantir, which I go in and over in my videos a lot. Long story short, the NHS already gave Palantir over $100 million worth of contracts. They started very small during COVID, and they expanded. NHS needed to prolong this contract, the final bid for the contract or the final award for the contract, because of all of this back and forth argument by certain groups of people that hate on Palantir, specifically because it was founded by Peter Thiel, a huge Republican supporter, and friend of Donald Trump. The main thing here is Palantir or somebody else, some other company, is going to be awarded this contract this September, literally in a month from now. September is the deadline, and it was already prolonged several times before. It is vital, it is crucial, it is imperative that Palantir gets this contract. Nothing is set in stone, nothing is 100%, but if Palantir gets this contract, expect the price of Palantir shares to go up because it's much more than just one specific contract. It means that they can overcome, they can fight, and they can win, similar to the way that they sued the U.S. Army. I believe they're the only company that sued the U.S. Army and actually won and actually working and actually in good relations with the U.S. Army. It's absolutely absurd, but it's beautiful. So that's catalyst number 2. Third catalyst. In June 28th of 2022, the U.S. Army awarded a $36 million contract to Palantir and Anduril in partnership to build a prototype for the Titan program. And they're going against Raytheon, which is one of the DoD primes. Anduril is a very, very interesting company that's extremely innovative right now, and they're probably going to be the next hardware prime when it comes to the DoD. So they partnered up with Palantir, and between Palantir and Anduril, they have this prototype. And the prototype was awarded in June 28th, and it was supposed to span for 14 months. If you guys are unclear with what the Titan program is, the Titan is the first intelligent ground station using AI and machine learning for multi-domain operations. Multi-domain means sea, land, air, space. That's a domain. And the main 3 things they're going to be doing, not only, but the main 3 things is intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. If Palantir gets this contract, this is going to be worth over $1 billion to Palantir. It's absolutely massive. And again, it's propelling and pushing forward the United States' Army, the United States military, and the United States relationship with Palantir. A lot of people forgot that Palantir's roots are from the military. A lot of people forgot that there's a shit ton of money coming into Palantir, and people assume that there's no growth in the military. I think this is bullshit, and there's tons of growth working with the U.S. military. For example, this Titan program, and there's a lot of international work working with other governments' military. Next, we have another massive catalyst with the S&P 500 inclusion, which is going to happen at the end of this year or Q1 2024. This is absolutely massive. There's probably going to be a huge run-up if there's going to be an announcement that we're getting in the S&P 500, and when we're actually in the S&P 500, there's probably going to be a bit of a sell-off. But in the long run, this is fantastic because as we're part of the S&P 500, anybody investing into an index fund, which funny enough, people that will be investing in index funds that absolutely hate on Palantir will de facto be invested into Palantir, which is going to be freaking so funny. So funny. But in any case, so the people that buy into index funds will get a piece of Palantir because Palantir is now part of the S&P 500 and part of the index funds, weighted how much weight they actually are part of the S&P 500. This is very, very good. It brings legitimacy to Palantir. It means that we're GAAP profitable for 4 quarters, market cap over $17 billion, and a couple of other requirements. But this is in no way, shape, or form a bad thing. Tesla actually recently got included in the S&P 500, and maybe in the future we're going to be one of the magnificent 8s, as there's now magnificent 7s, right? The $1 trillion or close to $1 trillion companies, the companies that can't do any wrong with S&P 500. Guys, massive announcement just happened, and this is a field that can and is bringing a shit ton of money to Palantir. They just announced a multi-year deal with Angola's energy company called Azul. Azul is a 50-50 owned by BP. BP is British Petroleum. If you don't know, BP started working with Palantir many years ago, to the extent that BP actually bought 1% share of Palantir. They bought 1% share of Palantir at the time so that Palantir cannot work with any of their competitors. You see, this is not my words. The ex-CEO of BP came on. He had an interview. He was on stage with actually Alex Karp. And he said, we could not figure things out for a year, and Palantir came on board and figured it out in several weeks. After that, every single department, every single engineer wanted to work with us using Palantir. but we didn't have the capabilities of giving everybody access to Palantir. So we bought 1% of Palantir so that we got access to Palantir. And now they're expanding in their international footprint, which is absolutely massive, working with this company called Azul. I don't even know how profitable this is. It's probably not much, but at least they're dipping their toes in the water, so to speak. And finally, AIPCon number 2, which is happening September 14th. I am a huge, huge believer that artificial intelligence platform is going to be absolutely massive. Not only AI is the future, but I believe that the AI boom is going to be led specifically by LLMs, which is large language models. The AIP, artificial intelligence platform of Palantir, is the front runner, the leading LLM for specifically businesses. They had an AIPCon. It took them about a month to mobilize after announcing that AIP platform is going to be a thing. And it was an absolute success. It was beautiful. This was actually one of the first pushes of the price of Palantir that started so-called mooning up all the way to that $20 range. So I'm looking forward to the next iteration of that. Why? Because there's going to be a lot of demos from actual customers using Palantir. And remember, they're pushing it to 400 different of their clients. Currently, 100 clients are using it. They're pushing it to another 300 clients, which I'm presuming all 400 of those clients are currently their customers. Guys, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, I don't give a shit if you guys click like, if you guys share this, if you support my channel or not. Obviously, it feels good. But at the end of the day, I don't do YouTube to become rich. It would be great if I could build this business out. But I do YouTube because I want to talk about what I like, and I invest in this company in real life. I have big boy money in this company. I probably hold the most shares of all the YouTubers, I think, from what I see in this company. And listen, I am very, very much into this company. My son holds Palantir. My daughter's account holds Palantir. They're just sub 2 years old and 3 months. You know, I have 2 small kids, and it's in their custodial accounts. I truly do believe in this company, and I think we are on pace to become another Microsoft, another Google, another Amazon. Everybody can laugh at me as much as they want. That's not going to happen tomorrow. And as things go up, things also go down. Look what happened to NVIDIA. NVIDIA was the darling during COVID, and then all of a sudden NVIDIA took a massive shit and everybody wrote it off. Well, lo and behold, NVIDIA is at 52-week highs. Where the fuck did it come from? Guys, there is always going to be ups and always going to be downs. Just like life, the stock market is a roller coaster. The question is not is there going to be a drop and not if there's going to be an up. The question is, what are you going to do during the ride? Are you going to, hold on the rails, or are you going to pick your hands up and enjoy the entire ride, laughing the entire way? Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Let me know in the comments what you guys are doing. And none of this is advice. At the end of the day, do what's good for you. I speak about the company that I'm invested in. I speak about the company that I have passion about. And I speak about the company that I believe is going to bring me another $1 million investment in this specific stock. Thank you very much and have a great day.